So we'll give everybody a moment to transition over to that meeting. Mine is not coming up very well. Oh, I'm signed on as you, right? Okay. All right, call the meeting to order and let the record show all 7 board members are here. Dr. Fenoy, we have one item added, P1. And good cause exists so that the employees affected in this particular item can start their positions as soon as possible. So are there any items to withdraw? I see we've got BCS1. Any others?
Yes, Chairman Shaw, we will be withdrawing BCS1 Educational Plant Survey. And that is all.
All right. Items to pull. Anybody want to pull anything from the agenda? Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda? Motion by Mr. Barbieri, second by Dr. Robinson. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Are there any disclosures or abstentions? Seeing none. Superintendent and board member comments. Dr. Fenoy.
Yes, as you know, nothing slows down in the district during the summer. Our schools are ramping up for summer school. We have sales tax referendum projects beginning. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, we are polishing up our hurricane protocols and checking it twice. After the last couple of weeks, there's been a lot of rain, but hopefully we won't get hit with a storm, but we are preparing for that reality. With all that said, I stressed to the principals this week at our closing conversation the importance of sharpening their saw and finding some time to recharge. The role of a school leader is growing more and more complex day by day, and I just want to congratulate all of our principals and every single one of our district employees for navigating what I would consider a very challenging year. But to end on a lighter note, I want the kids from the kindergarten corner, as they finish their school year this year, here's a message for them. Let's take a look.
Thank you, thank you. Welcome to our last meeting of the 2017-2018 school year. What a great year. Did you know I can read books? Did you know butterflies have about 1,200 eyes? Yep, I learned it in kindergarten. We've come a long way, and there is still so much to learn. But first, we have some people to thank from this school year. 2 little words, 2 little words, 2 little words, not goodbye. It's the end of the year, graduation is here.
Guys, you're 12 years early. You're the class of 2030.
Oh, okay. Our 2 little words to our teachers, moms, dads, grandparents, and all. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you for all you've done.
You're welcome.
You taught us to read and write. You taught us to learn. You told us it'd be alright and how to take our turn.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone.
Gracias, gracias. Thank you for all you've done. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, everyone. Thank you for all you've done. Kindergarten in order! And then
Absolutely. So I just want to say, thank you to everyone who works in the school district of Palm Beach County, and a special thank you to the 14,000 students who I had the pleasure of shaking their hands. that was an experience that I will absolutely never forget. So, time for summer break.
Thank you very much. Any comments from board members? Mrs. McQuinn.
I've been relatively quiet tonight, and this will be short. And echoing somewhat Dr. Fenoy's remarks, the end of a school year is always a time to celebrate and a time to reflect on what worked, what can we do better next year. We know that beginning particularly in February of this year, we had the distractions of hiring a new superintendent, and also, of course, the terrible tragedy at Parkland. And during this time, our school staffs, and that's everyone at the school, as well as the kids' parents and the communities, rather than attacking one another, were so very positive about how we can help one another. Our school police, our district staff, they kept focus on, we're going to do our testing well to reflect what we've learned, and on a good closing of school. And closing of school is always a little bit, we're worried that somebody's going to do something really dumb without even thinking. This year's closing, because of everyone's focus, was flawless. So I do want to thank everyone who took part in that. And also, one more positive note to our chairman, Chuck Shaw. If you're not a regular reader on our district website, I'm thinking that those of you still here probably are, but for the people at home who are not always staying on top of the website, I want to add my congratulations to Chairman Shaw for receiving the Palm Beach County League of Cities School Board Member Award. It's something they don't do very often, so congratulations.
Any other comments? We had great graduations, and I want to thank two people and then a whole bunch. One is Eric Stern for coordinating graduations, 4 o'clock in the morning until whatever time at night for 10, 12 days in a row. Tony Mikowski from our school police department, who was there all the same hours to work with that. And then all of our school police officers that have done an amazing job. And I think everybody may have seen that we did the letter that will go out to all of the police officers when they returned from the summer. Mrs. Andrews.
And thank you. What a wonderful graduation season we had. And I want to just shout out to the elementary school transition program graduations and shaking the hands of the 5th graders moving to the 6th grade, and shaking the hands of the middle school transitions where the 8th graders were going to high school. It was awesome stuff. And so this is the time that we're going to kick back and relax a little bit during the summer. And we want to say from this whole board, myself, all of us, the superintendent, thank you for what you do. It really was a tough year, but we made it. We worked together as a team, and it has been a success. So congratulations to everyone. And I know that you're sitting here in this building on the 10-hour days and the 4-day work weeks, but you got Friday off and you're going to take some vacation. So thank you for all that you do.
Dr. Robinson?
So I wasn't going to say anything, but let me just throw in a couple comments here. So the first thing is ditto, right? I mean, the graduations were awesome, but the very best graduation was my grandson graduated from kindergarten. Boom. And guess what? But this is what I want to say. And I recruited that family back to Palm Beach County, right? Because of our schools. So I drugged my son and daughter-in-law to one of our schools. Anyway, so they're coming back home, and so I just thank Palm Beach County School District for that because I want my grandbabies closer. But I want to say this. I hope we can figure out some time that we can actually reflect collectively, right? on the past year and how we move forward. One of the things that comes to mind, for example, is that the concordance score, and we stalled that, but it still means to me that we need to back up and figure out how do we change what we do so that the entering ninth graders meet the new concordance scores. But the other thing is, I won't take too long to say this, is that some of us visited High Tech High in San Diego, right? And that place is utopia. It's like we could have a lot of conversations, but the number one thing I kept asking, they do not have high stakes accountability. And I really believe that a lot of what I saw as academic freedom was because they don't have the high stakes accountability system that just flogs from above, right? Mm-hmm. And so I made a commitment to myself that I don't know what path I take with this, that I'm going to double down on my efforts to push back on the high stakes accountability, right? Because it was like night and day. And so what I saw there, I want our students to have and our teachers to experience, and I don't know how we get there with this punishing system of accountability. In Florida, they had standardized tests, and they used it for internal reflection, which is what it should be. And so I'll be done. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll move to the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda? Motion by Mrs. Whitfield, second by Mr. Barbieri. Any discussion? All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. We have one item on new business, and that's P1. Dr. Fenoy.
Yes, I recommend the board approve the personnel agenda as submitted.
Motion by Dr. Robinson, second by Mrs. Brill. Any discussion? We'll call a question. All in favor? All opposed? Motion carries 7-0. That concludes our agenda. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion by, looks like everybody, second by everybody. We stand adjourned.